Howdy y'all, it's the Rogue Trader, and today we're going to be looking at another kit which I will be building and painting. Before I get into the building and painting aspect, I want to talk about it a bit. So, back in the ye olden days of GW, they used to make kits that didn't have any rules, that were just there for aesthetic and cool purposes. And this was one of them, the Imperial Guard tank crew. And God, these are beautiful. I miss when they used to do stuff like this. So this is an old kit, and by old, I mean I'm talking so old that the plastic here has gone, I don't know how well it's going to be picked up on camera, but that is gray, actually. That's like greenish now. There's a green-gray tint. They used to be plastic and see-through. But to see how old it is, let's see, 1997. For a fun fact, that is about as old as I am. So that's a little intimidating and kind of scary, but man, how these kits have changed. One, now we don't have any metal models really, except for some specific Lord of the Rings stuff. Everything else is kind of plastic or resin. So I want to open it up real fast. So we're about to break the seal on a, this kind of hurts me, on a 20-year-old kit. Or we can just shatter the plastic, which is literally crumbling. That also works. Yes, I'm sorry, buddy. If you look at these guardsmen, these aren't really modeled after the standard Cadians. Also, it comes with 3 bases in here. Or slit bases. They're gonna get their own bases. But, 4 bases. Ooh, all-die special. So let's line them up real fast. So, like I was saying, these aren't really based off the old Cadian models. These are actually, to go into some detail, these look Russian. These look World War II-esque Russian. This bases off the helmet and the outfit. Yeah, that helmet is definitely a World War II, or at least modeled after a World War II Russian helmet. Except I don't think they had the pipe going in the back to connect and the radio antenna. But you know what? Tomato, tomato. They're also using one of the more antique style of las pistols on 2 of these models. These look more like the Rogue Trader-esque. And if you remember, these are from the 90s, so this is very shortly after Rogue Trader. And he has what appears to be a las carbine. You can tell this is a las carbine las rifle because it's a shorter statue. The forward doesn't come all the way out, and I believe it's supposed to be a folding stock. He also has a knife, some other stuff, but I just wanted to show these in some detail before I clean them up and paint them. So let's get to the fun part. Let's get some painting done. Howdy, y'all. So, as you just saw, the cool slow-mo. Also, I've learned how the iPhones have slow-mo, so I can use slow-mo now, which is exciting. But, they are done. It took me 3 months to get these guys done. They got put on the back burner a couple of times due to that weird thing called a day job, which so weird. I don't understand day jobs. So I gotta pay my bills. But, yeah, so they're done. There's some pics on Instagram if you want to go look at that. So I want to talk about two things real fast now that they're done being painted. So first things first, I want to talk about metal models. And God, I hate metal models. Well, love-hate relationship. So I love them mostly because they're antique. I say antique, but they remind me of a different time. They remind me when I started playing the hobby like 15 years ago. And they're just so cool. They're kind of nostalgic. Nostalgic's what I'm looking for. They're kind of different. They're unique. They're simple. There's nothing crazy usually in metal models. They have detail, but they're simple. You know, keep it simple, stupid, and that's what metal models are. Now the issue I have with them is they chip. God, they chip. Like I put 2 coats of varnish on these, and I'm praying that they don't chip. Actually, this guy, I finished him, and I went to my local GW, and I forgot to varnish, so I went to get varnish, actually. And I'm sitting there on the table, and I'm talking to the manager, and, he's giving me some tips and advice. We're just chit-chatting. And we walk away to go look at some stuff and grab some stuff, and I'm talking to some other friends in the store. Some young couple in there look at it, and they knock it over. He breaks off the base and chipped to hell. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I knew what the issue, I knew it was going to happen. I walked over there. I looked down like, shit. But you can't just yell at somebody who doesn't know. And you can't yell at people in general. Well, you can, but this was not the time to. So I just smiled and nodded and said, it's fine. I can fix it. It'll take me 5 minutes. And they apologized. I have to pay for it. It might take me 5 minutes. And they quickly left the store. I don't think they'll ever come back. Which I kind of feel bad about. But yeah, that was a shocking experience. And kind of upsetting. But I fixed it. So it doesn't look that great because I did a rush job. But now, the other issue I want to talk about with metal, or the other thing I want to talk about with these specific metal models, is that one thing GW used to do, and they kind of still do, is base their models off of historical things. They did that a lot with the Guard. So, we have Cadians, which is basically NATO troops. You have Catachans, which is U.S. Vietnam. You got Steel Legion, which is World War II German. The Death Corps, the French in the First World War. We can go on and on. The Hollands are basically Poland, Russia, that, Eastern Europeans, there's a lot you could pull from history, and they do that a lot with other, units and chapters, some Space Marine chapters and certain things. But one thing to do with these, and I want to talk about is, actually, let's grab this guy. So this guy, like all the others, it's a tanker. And he is based off of, lightly based off of the aesthetics of a World War II Russian tanker. Now, we're going to get that from a few different things. So I'm going to use my quote-unquote vast historical knowledge, aka way too much time on YouTube and the internet and history in college. Here, the helmet. We're going to start with the helmet. So the helmet here is literally a copy, as you're going to see in the picture up here, is literally a copy of the Russian helmet. Oh, well, okay, except for the giant antenna and the metal cable running out the back. But, I said close. Then the uniform. If you look at the uniform, they are very, very similar. And then the boots. The basically almost knee-high, mid-calf boots. You take all of that together, and you basically have the Russian uniform. And this is neat. This is one of my favorite units because, one, it's based off a historical unit. And 2, it has no rules. This unit was literally made to look cool and just have models for. There's no rules for tank crew. There might have been at one point a White Dwarf. As far as I can find, there is none. So they're just a random unit you can have. You could put them in a squad. You could do whatever with. I'm just going to put them in my collection. But I wish there'd be more stuff like this. I wish we got more unusable models, but things that would just look cool. This is no practicality. This is in the next, beat stick Death Star. It just looks cool. But I'm going to get off my soapbox and stop chit-chatting. This is Rogue Trader. Thank you for watching the my God project as I build the world's largest God army, 1 unit at a time. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do the thing. Do the thing everyone tells you to do. And I will see you all on the flip side. Stay safe out there.